Yeah, so, disappointing, rough night, Monday night. Thought our kids competed and played really hard, but way too many mistakes against obviously a really good team. But we take some really good things out of that. We had yesterday off, and so we'll get back after it today, practice early tomorrow morning, and then we'll head to Nassau, where we'll play 3 games back to back to back. So, there's not much time to worry about. We'll watch a lot of film today. We'll have an hour of film before we ever get to the floor in the practice facility, and then hopefully we can move over here and finish up practice in the Moody a little bit. So, that's what I got to open.
Coach, I know there's never any moral victories or whatever, but as you see what your team did without Rory in there, I mean, it still has to be a little pleasing knowing that if next time we play, we probably have her, and it might be a different story.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the difference is we had been without her for maybe 4 practices, 2 before we played Louisiana and then 2 after. And just not a lot of time to really adjust. I liked what we did in the 2 practices since our first game, and I thought we made some nice adjustments offensively. But, guys, we can't guard anybody right now. We're just horrible defensively. Second half, we gave up 60-something percent and 50-something percent and 50-something for the game. And you're not going to beat anybody in the top 10 letting them shoot like we let them shoot. Now, when we shot it, we made some shots, but we had 18 turnovers, which is way too many. And we had some really poor defensive lapses and just some things that we let them do that you can't let them do. And so we've got to get better at that. And I've got basically 2 practices to try to, make that a point of emphasis. We'll show them the film today, and hopefully there's an education piece that goes with that.
Is there an update on Rory, and then kind of going off that, do you even want her back in a setting like this where it's back to back to back?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a setting like this, you certainly have to manage everybody. If you're trying to get through it and trying to win, every night, you don't want to. You can't play in the championship game or the semifinals of the championship of the bracket on Sunday if you don't win on Friday. So you have to try to win Friday the best way you can, and so you have to be real careful, I think, and you just have to go play. I mean, Danny, I know it's March when we're playing in the Big 12 tournament, and we're probably in a little bit better shape, and we got a little more toughness because of what we've done all year, but we didn't change a thing when we were in that tournament. We pressed for 40 minutes for 3 straight days and just didn't have a whole lot of depth. I mean, you're talking about Joanne, and some of those kids played 35, 38, 40 minutes, So I think it's a mindset and a toughness thing. Certainly if Rory was to be available, you'd really have to manage her time and be really careful with her. Yeah, I think our stance is there right now, and we'll kind of be there until it changes.
What are you trying? I know you want to win the tournament, but what are some specific things that you're kind of looking to accomplish from this trip?
Well, yeah, we've just got to continue to get better. I want to see us develop some toughness. It's easy to talk the talk. It's another thing to walk the walk. And I think when you've got some new kids that are doing things that they've never done before in a way that we do them, they're uncomfortable. And you and I both know, though, that's how you reach your full potential. You got to, if you make decisions in life that are based on your comfortability, you're never going to get better. You're never going to challenge yourself to get to a whole new level of life, a whole new level in athletics. And so I think that's the challenge that we have is can you not make decisions based on how comfortable you are, and realize that if you won't, and you'll just put your head down and go to work, yeah, it's going to be hard, but you're going to get better. You're going to find yourself doing things that you didn't know you were capable of doing, and so I think for us, that's kind of where we're at with so many new faces. I think right now with this team, I've got to get some players that returned from last year playing better. We're really relying right now on some of our new kids, and they're doing a good job, but I need to get some of our returners that have been here. I got to get them to play better. It's my job. So, hopefully we can focus on that and work on that a little bit in the next couple of days, and then in the tournament.
I know every trip is a business trip, Coach, for you guys, but how do you go from 35 degrees to all of a sudden the beach and sand, and to keep the girls focused? They're still a young team, and the beach and for them.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. I'm excited to take them down there and let them enjoy a different culture and different food, and being around, in a different environment, seeing some other teams play personally. It's a pretty prestigious event, and obviously is loaded with a bunch of really good teams. So, I'm excited that they're going to have that opportunity. We're going to take them, hopefully one evening we'll get to go on a catamaran for a couple hours and see the sunset in the ocean. And so, it'll be, again, you want to be able to, this is part of the education, right? Part of the education process is experiencing different cultures. We're going to do some community service while we're down there at one of the schools, which is really cool. A friend of mine goes down there every summer with Basketball Smiles, and so we're working with that same school and coach to work with some junior high or elementary kids and so it'll be fun, and it'll be a great opportunity for our kids.
Your thoughts on how Schaefer was run the points and kind of been thrown into the position she's been thrown into?
Yeah, she's really doing a lot. We're asking a lot of her, and she's having to do a lot. And I think she got better from the first game to the second game. I know she had 5 turnovers the other night, but I think she really did a good job, and you have to understand, she's not only having to learn a new system and a new way that we do things, and now she's having to not only do that, but she's got to be accountable for everybody else on the floor, and that in and of itself can be demanding. So just really loved how she played the other night, and her competitive spirit wasn't rattled. Again, she knows she needs to try to take care of the ball a little bit better, but that's the thing. Her and Sonia had 9 of our 18 turnovers. That's 2 seniors, 5th years that, they know it. So we'll be better for it.
You found it difficult to recruit point guards these last couple of cycles, whether they're high school or transfers, the point guards you like, just because Rory's on the roster and people know how good she is, and playing time may not be there.
Yeah, we haven't tried to recruit one. We didn't try to recruit one this last year, and knowing that Sonia and Slim could probably swing there if we needed them, and we had Kendall in the back of our mind as well. So, I think we're in a good spot there once we get Rory back, and we're going to get her back pretty quick. So, we're going to be okay. We just have to weather the storm right now. However much longer it lasts, but we'll get her back. And then I think after that, I think people realize, we're on some really good players. And, Danny, one of the things I try to recruit is that combo guard that can swing and play both spots. Sydney Carter, who's on my staff, she started at the 2, but she moved to the 1 every night when Colson got in foul trouble on our national championship team. And Colson got in foul trouble every night. And so, she was really an important piece to our team because she played both positions, started at 1, moved to the other one when we needed her. And so Colson would probably say, I didn't get in foul trouble every night, but she was in foul trouble more than not because she really was quick, athletic, and she liked to reach. But it was that's kind of where we've been in recruiting, is we're trying to find that combo guard. I think that can really in this next cycle. And so that's kind of where we've been.
What kind of challenges does Marquette present you?
They run some similar action that we just had to deal with, and so we'll have to be better defensively. I can't tell you how disappointed I am in our defense the other night to allow somebody to shoot it like we did, and then we've got some rebounding issues with some of our bigs that we've got to correct. So, we chart every shot and how many people block out on every shot. So, how many times did nobody block out? 0 out of 5. Nobody even looked back and checked. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I'm just going to tell you, this is probably the worst blockout sheet I've seen in a long, long time. We've got kids that got to make up 30-something blockouts today that they didn't even look. We'll give them credit sometimes if they'll just look to check. But when they're not even looking to check, they don't get credit. And so, again, that's coaching. I got to fix that. I can fix it. I know how to fix it. We're going to start fixing it today. But, again, a lot of times you get in that environment like we were in the other night and your head starts spinning and you got all these things going on in your mind because of all the stuff going on outside of the court. And so the focus piece is a challenge sometimes. And, we had some kids in that environment that had been in that environment the other night, and then we had quite a few kids that have never been in that environment before. So that being said, there were certainly some good things that came out of it, and we functioned pretty well that first quarter. Defensively wasn't too bad. I think we were up 19-18, but we let it kind of get away from us late in the second. Third quarter was a disaster, got outscored 7. And then the fourth quarter, we didn't quit. I think one thing you walk out of, you go, hey, they didn't quit. It's not like he pulled his starting 5 and had, a bunch of, non-playing kids in there. It was the same. We both had the same team in there for basically 40 minutes. And but our kids did a good job. They executed some good stuff on the half court. Shaylee got us into some really good sets. And then we scored on some out of bounds stuff. So we'll watch the film today and get better and grow from it.
I'm a little surprised by Aaliyah's early struggles this season.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's really, I think, I've got to get fixed is she's been in foul trouble, Danny. And I got to fix it. I got to get her. And I think people realize that, her importance on our team, and they're going right at her right now. And so she's got to learn to handle that a little bit. So, again, we'll early, probably good, get her attention and realize, hey, I got to be better. And I got to make sure she's ready and better. And I thought she made some progress, though, from the first game to the second game as well. The kid is fearless. She plays really hard. And I just got to I gotta coach her better and get her where she can stay out of some foul trouble for us and still be an effective player, both ends.
And Coach, talking about Rory and Shaylee with the top 50 in the Wooden Award, what kind of impact does that have on your team, and does that create any tension and chemistry, or are they all very supportive of each other?
Oh, this group's really supportive of each other. To a fault, almost. They got in trouble the other night. I don't know, Dan, if you saw on social media, somebody made a big deal out of a play that happened in the game, and there was a post, and then somebody made a real negative comment about one of our players in that post. Well, her entire team came to her defense on social media. I'll have to talk to him today about social media, that you're never going to win that battle. That'll be the education piece, but I'm also going to tell them I'm proud of them. And I love the fact that they have each other's back. And, the game was an incredible game, played extremely hard. Both teams showed great sportsmanship. For people to come and attack our kids because they're defending one of their teammates, they better figure, they need to refigure what they're trying to make out of us, because they have no idea anything about my team, and I was really disappointed at how that all came out. But again, our kids, I have to teach them that sometimes you just have to take a bath and, you just leave it alone. And but they're very close, and there's no animosity within our group as far as they celebrate each other. It's one of the things I'm going to show them today in film is our bench. When we're making our runs, when we're trying to hang in there, they're all up and excited and clapping for their teammates as they make shots and get stops. So it's I show it all. I'm trying to coach them and teach them in everything, not just a turnover or a great pass. You try to show them everything, and this team's really close.